Hey everyone, it's Dr. Nic, Professor Mike with the Divine Guidance Institute and Spiritual Solutions. Hey, today we're going to talk about
Chaos to coherence. What is coherence? Wholeness, whole brain thinking.
from chaos to coherence, synchronizing your life. Yes, what's the problem today? Everyone is living in chaos. There is no clarity. Everyone's living in a place of disconnectedness, really.
Everyone's getting their ass kicked. They're
I
getting
like
blindsided, okay? And you know that. We know that. It's like, how are you really doing? And no one speaks about it because they think it's them and they're afraid to speak about it because they don't want other people to see how chaotic and upside down their life is. They're scared. However, they're not doing well. And they're going through all these problems, physical problems, emotional problems, mental problems, relationship, career, finance. It's like, holy shit. Whoa. And that's what we're talking about. That's the problem, how to address that.
most people only come from one side. Okay, when we're talking coherence, what is the definition? It's really syncing up both halves, both hemispheres, right and left, okay, of your brain to create whole brain thinking, which is really, like we said, the left and the right, which is your mental and your data and your stats, and then your higher intuitive abilities. And when you combine the two, that's when you enter the best version of yourself utilizing both hemispheres of data. Most people only use one, and that's why they're living in chaos. And that's what we're going to talk about today, the chaos. We're going to give you a couple stories of how this works, and we're going to give you the ultimate tool for coherence.
And really, another way of stating that scientifically is when we're in chaos, this is more about quantum physics and science, but at a reasonable, understandable level. Things are in chaos because they're broken and disconnected. It's like someone really detonated an atomic bomb, a hydrogen bomb, right in the middle of your life. Boom! And it went into a quadrillion parts. A mirror shattered into so many pieces you can't even see them all. That's what life feels like. And that is the root of the crisis, the problem. It's all shattered, it's all broken. Coherence is pulling it together, the left brain and the right brain. Part of the problem is things seem broken and disconnected because we're looking outward. We're looking outward 24/7. Look at that accident. Look at Mary and Joe. They got all these problems. Look at A, B, C, and D. We think that they're all separate. That's the problem. They are not. They're all one. Like Nicole said, when we sync it up, we get left brain and right brain synchronized and we work from a whole. When we start working from a whole, things start coming together. That's, for example, that's how we heal ourselves. Like, whoa, suddenly I just got better. How did that happen? Because I stopped looking at things separately, individually. They are not. They are a whole. It's a hologram, and everything is a vibration, and we have control of that. When we vibe at a whole synchronistic level, suddenly we have all the power to basically heal ourselves, to correct our financial problems, our relationship problems, from chaos to coherence. And I think Nicole maybe even has a story to illustrate that.
Yeah. Client of mine, nameless, anonymous, of course, but she's been with me for a while, and she knows about the tools and techniques. But of course, lack of discipline enters in now and then. And so she's in school, and she's real smart, okay? And she needed to take a mathematical placement exam to go to a higher level with the next mathematical course. So she had been meaning to take this exam, the placement exam, for almost a year. She kept blowing it off. Something in life would happen, this would happen, that would happen. So she kept putting it off. And finally, we talk every week. And I said, hey, you have not been using the hue technique. I said, how about you add the hue? Add the hue like you used to. When you used to hue, you were rocking and rolling. When you used to hue daily, you were like on fire. Everything was getting done effortlessly. I said, let's start huing again and see what happens. She goes, okay, yeah, you're right. Totally, I don't know what the hell. My life gets real cool and great when I hue. And you're right, I haven't been hewing. So, okay, add the hue. Then we talk 1 week later. She goes, well, and let me back up and say she was scrolling a lot, okay? That interferes with everything, okay, for all of us. Scrolling, forget about it. and the electromagnetic field that goes with it. So it's a double Scooby-Doo. You don't want to do that. You want to minimize it. Anyhow, so 1 week goes by and we talk, and she's like, well, I'm like, she started hewing, and she said, I'm not scrolling, and I signed up for my placement exam. All in 1 week. All in 1 week of no hewing and hewing. And if you're new to us, new to this podcast, the hew, let me give you a quick demo. Hew. It's a vibrational sound frequency toning technique. Okay. We'll get more into that in a minute. I want to stay with the story. So she wasn't hewing. She started hewing. In 1 week. She stopped scrolling. In 1 week, she signed up for the placement exam. Then 1 week later, so now 2 weeks, she had taken the exam and she did exceptionally well. So she placed higher than she ever thought. So here we went from chaos to coherence. She blew this thing off for an entire year, procrastination and fear. She thought she wasn't going to do that well, blah, blah, blah. In 1 week, she turned it around, stopped scrolling, scheduled the exam, and then the next week she took the exam and did exceptionally well. So in 2 weeks, she literally went chaos to coherence. Really, in 1 week it happened, but then the ultimate upshot happened the week later. That's how quickly, when you're using whole brain, right and left. And the hue does that because it takes you above duality.
And duality is what we've got down here. It's called the law of opposites. And no matter what you say, what theory you come up with, what you recognize, the opposite is also true. So you've got day and night and up and down and back and forth and hot and cold. No matter what you got, Hegel used to talk about it. Thesis, then you have the antithesis is contained within the thesis itself. Then the two blend and you have the synthesis. And that's the new thesis. Then it goes on. So here it's duality. And that's part of the problem. We always see things in parts and they're not. They're a whole. And that's what the hue does for you. And it's simple quantum physics. Everything is a vibration. There is nothing but vibrations in the universe. That was proven by John Bell 60 years ago. Quantum physicists. Oh my God. So all we need to do is find that vibration, that tone.
Well, you don't need to find anything. You are the vibe.
Exactly.
And hue gets you there quicker, faster, easier than any other sound, really. You know, we've done the testing with the ohm and the hue. The ohm takes you to the mental plane. So the ohm is great and it does a lot, but it doesn't get you high enough, far enough, fast enough.
It doesn't get you beyond the parts.
But beyond duality.
Yeah. And, you know, for me, even in Vietnam, I was in Vietnam. I came back. I had PTSD, very severe nightmares and suicidal ideation, depression, anxiety beyond belief.
So that's a lot of chaos.
And the chaos was coming from the parts. I had all these things I was trying to deal with, like, oh, why am I feeling this anxiety? Why am I so depressed today? When in actuality, everything as a whole, I started looking at the negativity of the parts because remember, in the planes of duality here on the earth plane, you're always going to have the opposite. You get up feeling great. You walk into the grocery store and you walk out feeling depressed. Where'd that come from? Because we ran into the negativity in the grocery store. It was a vibration. We picked up on it. It flowed over into our positive vibration. We walk out depressed. When we stay in the whole, when we stay in the moment, when we stay in that vibrational hue, we're already that hue. We become excellent. We become well. We harmonize. We literally go from chaos to coherence. And coherence is a oneness. Coherence is simple. I always think of the other thing is when my daughter was, I don't know, 4 or 5 years old, I started teaching her baseball because it was just the two of us and we were having fun and took her to the batting cages and taught her to bat. And the batting cages have that 40-mile-an-hour fastball. It's automatic. She couldn't hit for a while. But by the time she turned 5, she was hitting every single ball. And by the time she turned 6, she ended up playing hardball, Little League in Texas. They were all one girl, and she was the best hitter in the league.
Yeah, she was.
Best hitter in the league, batting 1,000 after half the season was over. She never got out. And it went from chaos to she couldn't hit the ball. And what happened was I taught her how to make it automatic, how to go from the parts. Well, Dad, I'm trying to watch the ball like you told me. And Dad, I'm trying to get it, do this and do that and all these parts, and I can't do it. I keep missing. And eventually I said, stop thinking about it and just do. Stop thinking and just do. And she got in harmony with that flow from the pitching machine to hitting the ball, and it became automatic. Anytime she got up to the plate, she didn't have to think. She could knock the ball literally out of the park. And that's what she did. And that's why she was the best hitter in the league. She went from chaos to coherence. When we align ourselves with that vibration, and it's true in any sport. If you watch a professional golfer or pro basketball player, they seem to be in that flow. Or Michael Jordan used to fly. He was in a flow and dunked the ball like, was he really flying? How could anybody jump that far? It was the flow, getting in the flow. They call it the zone. And that's what it is, chaos to coherence.
Yeah, nicely put.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So yes, so we're going to keep this one short, but bottom line, it's time to synchronize your life. The best tool, you know, it's our favorite, but it's our favorite because it is the best. The hue, one magic word. We also call it one-step solution. We also call it one-step therapy. So take your pick. The outcome's the same. You inhale, exhale, hue, hue. Eyes open or closed, out loud or silent, makes no difference. A vibration's a vibration is a vibration, whether it's silent or out loud. And that's the physics of the universe, you know? So
you got it all. You are it. Literally the vibration that you hum at, you can't hear it. It's invisible. It's at a quantum level is the hue. Literally. It's at that within you. And when you go to that, when you focus on the hue, on that sound, you literally go into that oneness, that wholeness. So you go from chaos to coherence, like Nicole was talking about. And you've got the word that created the universe. Think about the power. Suddenly, you are the power. Anything you want to manifest, anything you want to be is you with the hue. And that's what it does for you. Syncs up the left and the right hemispheres of the brain. So you are
yeah,
once again whole.
you know, and we've done all the testing. We've done the EEG testing, oximeter testing for our photography. So we have a lot of data and 30 years of data behind this. But we always keep it real short and simple for you. But you know, you can put it to the test. So we invite you to try the hue, and you'll end up in such a great coherent state. Yeah, it'll be pretty cool. And keep in mind, you can do it for like a minute here or there, or you can do like up to 20 minutes a day, but no more. Absolutely not. It's not necessary. And you could do 5-minute increments even. So there's lots of ways you can use the hue. It is the best tool. So we welcome you to try it. But regardless, you know, think of the message from chaos to coherence. And it's about bringing your right and left faculties into one, into unison, truly. And so it turns you into like your Jedi Knight self, you know, the best version of you, as Michael said. So we'll leave it there. And yeah, test it.
Test it, and it will. I guarantee. I'd bet my life on it. It will change your life. I mean, we have almost 100,000 testimonials, 10 years of therapy and 45 minutes with you guys in the hue, and oh my God, transformative breakthrough. Well, of course, it's the hue. Try it, and you will experience the coherence of the whole and the oneness. It'll change your life now.
Sync it up. Talk soon.
Hey, talk soon. Thanks.